Hi folks, how you doing? Well, this is a video response to Cutlerylover's video entitled "Are We Creating a More Dangerous Situation Than Before?" This video is about. Go watch the video. I'll put a link down here. You can pause this and do that if you like to know what we're talking about here. Basically, this video, I think, he basically states that he's concerned that the gun bans and the gun grabbers have created a situation where people are rushing out to buy tons and tons of guns. And a lot of those people might be newbies who've never owned guns before. And by doing so, they're getting guns in the hands of a lot of people who are untrained, who don't know about guns, and therefore these people might, have accidental discharges, might be stupid enough to let them fall in the hands of their kids. And this is all, of course, caused by that horrible shooting at the school, which was caused by a stupid woman. I'm sorry, I will speak ill of the dead. A stupid woman who had a mentally deranged, violent son in her household, who she knew was violent, and trained him how to use weapons, and then let those weapons be available to him. It cost her life and the lives of 26 other people. Anyway, Jeff's video basically raises the concern that this is a very bad thing, and all these new gun owners are going to get guns in their hands, and, people are going to get hurt. And I think basically what he's trying to do in this video is kind of play devil's advocate. I'm not sure he believes what he's saying from that point of view. Maybe he does. I think he's basically trying to point out that the liberals are causing more problems with guns than the conservatives are, than the gun owners are. I understand his concern, but I have to say that this is the same concern that journalists brought up in Florida when they made it legal to carry guns concealed there. Journalists predicted that there'd be shootings, mass shootings in the streets. People would be shooting everybody, and there'd be accidental discharges, and people would be shooting themselves, and it'd be pandemonium. That it would basically be the wild, wild west, because basically the liberals feel, and liberal journalists and progressives feel, that gun owners cannot be trusted, that people cannot be trusted, that people need to be controlled by the government. And that's their objection to anyone owning guns, that they just can't be trusted. Now, what happened in Florida was, after that concealed carry law passed and everyone was allowed to carry guns concealed and stuff, is, in fact, there were no wild shootings in the streets. What there were was some defenses against criminals and robbers in the streets, but there weren't shootouts all the time. People didn't have all sorts of accidental discharges. There wasn't pandemonium. In fact, nothing really changed much, except that a lot of people who would have been unarmed were able to defend themselves against robbers and criminals and rapists and things like that. That changed kind of quietly because the press doesn't report on those things when that happens. And I guess I have to say, I don't think Jeff means this video to be supporting the liberal point of view, that people shouldn't be allowed to have guns because they can't basically be trusted. I think he raised some good points. I think he means well saying it. I'm not here to attack Jeff. I like Jeff very much. I love his channel. I've been a watcher of his since the very beginning of his channel. But I would say that I believe that people will be responsible. People aren't really that stupid. And I believe that just like with the freedom of speech, the freedom to own a car, the freedom to buy gasoline and matches, and a lot of other freedoms, most everyone will treat those things with respect. Yes, I also will say with if any freedom, there will be people who will abuse that freedom. Just like that woman in Las Vegas who drove her Lincoln Continental up on the sidewalk many years ago and hit 26 people, killing several. Just like the man who went into a discotheque back in the 80s or 90s or whatever with some gas and a match and poured gas on the stairs and killed 90-something people. There will be psychos in our society, and there will be irresponsible people. That is the price we pay for freedom. And we can have a society where nobody has any freedom and the government is in total control, and no one has freedom to do pretty much anything that could be possibly dangerous. We'll all be without cars in that situation, by the way, because cars kill more people than pretty much anything these days. We can either have that situation, or we can have a free society where, yes, sometimes bad things happen. That's what we're faced with here. But the price you pay for having freedoms is sometimes horrible things. And when you get a situation where the government has all the power, like they had in Germany, and Russia, and China, and Cambodia, and other places, what you get is mass murder on a governmental scale. You don't get 26 people killed, you get millions killed. I've heard 50 million people killed in China by the Chinese government over the last 25, 30, 40 years. I've heard 25, 30 million people killed by the Stalinist and Russian governments. 6 million innocent Jews killed by Hitler. You know where no Jews were killed? You know where there haven't been any mass murders by governments? Switzerland. Because every single Swiss male has an assault rifle, a fully automatic assault rifle, a real assault rifle, not the fake assault rifles the government's talking about that are actually semi-automatic carbines, but real, fully automatic assault rifles in their closets, in their homes. In fact, Hitler was going to attack Switzerland and take it over during World War II, but his generals simply pointed out to him, you know what? If you try doing that, the Swiss will shoot at you from every hedgerow and from every window. They will slaughter our soldiers because there's just so many more of them with guns than there are of us. During World War II, the Japanese generals wanted to attack our country, wanted to land, on our country, and attack us, attack our cities and towns with troops. And one of the generals who'd been to America and who'd lived here and understood American said, my friends, you cannot do that, and here's why. Because, and during that time this was true, pretty much every American owns a rifle or a handgun, but mainly rifles. And they will shoot at you from every window, from every hedge, from every hedgerow, from every bush, and there'll be so many of them that our troops will not have a chance, so we cannot invade America. We pay a price for freedom, and we paid a horrible price the last month or two, and it made me sick. But it's a price. And it's a price, I think, as horrible as it is, it's better to pay than living in a country where the government has total control and can slaughter its people at will, like it did at Waco, Texas. 180 people killed. The government shows up, they're a peaceful community harming no one. The government shows up, a few months later they're running over that community with tanks and kill 118 people. A mother shot holding a baby in her arms by a government sniper at Ruby Ridge. A boy's dog shot and killed with a fully automatic machine gun by government agents. And then he is shot and killed when he returns fire by government agents, like 13-year-old boy. Is that what we want in this country? Is that where we're going to go again? As long as Americans have guns, and I mean rifles, not just pistols, but rifles, those kind of things won't happen here again. So, yes, maybe some gun owners will be irresponsible and a little stupid with their guns. It's possible, but overwhelmingly I don't think they will be. I think overwhelmingly they'll be very careful because guns are in fact deadly. And even if someone makes a mistake here or there, as bad as that is, it's better than the alternative. It's better than the ovens. It's better than having plastic bags put over your head like happened in Cambodia and have 15 million people killed. It's better than that. Believe me, it is. Anyway, I got off on a rant, but that's my response. I know Jeff's going to take some heat for that video, and I don't think he meant it that way. I don't think he's supporting gun control. I don't think he's supporting the liberal point of view. I think he's basically pointing out that liberals are causing more problems with their gun bans. They put more guns, more assault rifles, so-called, they're not really assault rifles, more semi-automatic rifles, more pistols, and more ammunition in people's hands than any gun advertisement ever could have. It makes them kind of stupid, in my opinion. And by the way, if you consider yourself a liberal but you're a gun owner, you're not the liberals I'm talking about.